All right, everybody, we're back here once again. They are doing something weird. I don't know if this is part of their new strategy. Maybe this is part of the big, beautiful update that's coming with Relic Deltas and economy changes and whatnot. Maybe this is a little bit early. I didn't realize this is in the store once again, the Signal Data Cache. I'm pretty sure I bought it on video last time. What was that? Probably like 2 weeks ago at this point. I gotta check the exact upload date, but yeah, they brought it back, I guess. And well, I don't know if it's gonna be a weekly thing or what, but it's kind of dangerous if it is, because 4,500 crystals per time that it comes back is I mean, that's gonna add up. That's gonna add up quite a bit. Looks like last video that I made on this was, I can't see the exact date. Let me go to the actual video. 13 days ago. Okay, so 2 weeks ago. And then I think it's been in the shop probably for a week or so. I'm not entirely certain, but I just noticed it yesterday. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the video today. You only got 20 hours, so hopefully you're seeing this within the 20 hours. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back pretty quickly again, because they seem to be wanting to do this. So just as a little bit of a recap for why these packs are worth it, I'm gonna go ahead and click into it real quick. And so essentially you get 25 each of these to start, which is good. We want 25 signal data each of those. And then you get a data card. The data card can have any number of these things. So 40% chance that you get more signal data, 15% chance you get carbonite circuit boards, bronzium wirings, 15% chance that you get electrium conductors, rhodium heat sinks, and chromium transistors. These two are the worst options, obviously. But depending on how you need carbonite circuit boards, and if you buy those Relic amplifier packs that are like 500 crystals a piece and you get like 100 to 150, or no, I think it's like 100 to 300. And then, but if you buy those, then this is like gonna be way worth it. But assuming you don't, and you don't need any of these things, then this is kind of a trash option, and then this is a trash option. You get 5 electrium conductors, but those vary in value amongst people. But after this 40% chance of being good, you also got this 12% chance of getting Zinbittle data cards, detectors, and arrow magnifiers, and then 8% chance of getting keypads and droid brains, which is good. 5% getting half your crystals back, which is great, fantastic. And then a 4% chance of Omicron materials, 10 Zeta materials, 20 Omegas. I wouldn't say no to that. And then a 1% chance of getting the jackpot, Supreme Relic jackpot. This is absolutely huge. I got this the first time we ever opened this pack. It was fantastic. Gives you plus 50 of each of the signal datas, then gives you keypads, droid brains, and your money back, or your crystals back. So, yeah, to kind of show you what that looks like in the math, let's go over to the math real quick. So, going back over, that's my YouTube channel. Just looking at that video. But let's go ahead and look over here. Okay. So we got the 25 quantity each of the signal datas, and that leads to 1625 in raw crystal value. So at a minimum, no matter what, you're buying discounted signal data. Now, the Jawa deals, which a lot of people bought, was roughly around 80% of the full price of the signal data. That comes in at about 1,300 crystals, and we're spending 1,500 crystals, so that is a little bit of a gap. But again, you're getting that data card with a 70% chance of pulling something that's not trash, right? And when we look at the farm value, if you were to farm these with hundreds from the Cantina refreshes, you'd be looking at spending 1,146 crystals, so approximately 12 refreshes from the Cantina. Now, obviously, a lot of us are already doing those 3 refreshes every day, and we're still looking for signal data. We want more sources. This is a great source of signal data. So if you get the 100 carbonite circuit, well, first off, if you get the 10 signal datas, let's go ahead and adjust these values so you can see what that looks like. If we adjust that, which is a 40% chance, is most likely result, right? Then the farm value would be 1,604. So if you get the 40% drop rate, this is cheaper than doing 100s on the Cantina refreshes. Okay, so just to kind of point that out at a minimum, right? Then if you get the 100 carbonite circuit boards and 50 bronzium wirings, okay, well, I know a lot of people buy the bronzium wirings in the Relic amplifier packs too. I'm not quite sure what the value on those is because I haven't opened them, so I'm not sure what the drop rate is on them. But for the carbonite circuit boards, your most likely drop is 150 carbonite circuit boards. And when you average it all out, it's a little bit around there. It averages about 150. Essentially, you're spending about 3.3 crystals per 100, or 3.3 crystals per carbonite circuit board. So 100 carbonite circuit boards goes to about 330 extra crystals. You add that 330 plus this over here for the 1146 for the farm value, and you're right about at what you would spend on the signal data refreshes and the carbonite circuit boards. Then the bronzium wiring is going to be a little bit more expensive than that. So you're going to get your value if you're at the stage of the game where you need those, right? If you're not, then this is a bad option, obviously. But it's still, at the end of the day, discounted signal data no matter what. And I would still buy that. Then you're getting electrium conductors with the rhodium heatsinks, which nobody ever needs, and the chromium transistors, which nobody ever needs. But the electriums can be hard for people to get, depending on where their raid crate is mostly. But all in all, this is probably not the greatest value either. But 40% mixed with 12%, 4%, 5%, 4%, 1%, 70% chance that this is a great value, right? Because if you get impulses and arrow magnifiers, I'm definitely going to be happy with that. Droid brands, I'm going to be ecstatic. And then crystals, it just makes this so much more worth it, right? So, with all that being said, this is a great value pack. I don't know how much I can afford to keep buying it, though. I mean, I have to prioritize signal data, obviously. But, yeah, I don't know. There's just... my big plan is saving for the arrow battles, right? So, like, what I'm going to do is Relic 9, Forlom, and Zuckuss in order to get that arrow battle. Hopefully, CG doesn't change the deal again. But if they don't alter the deal further, then I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that arrow battle. Hopefully, get a lot more droid brains coming in and all the other goodies that come along with that arrow battle. However, if they change that, then that will no longer be what I'm saving for. And I don't know what I'll be saving for. And it's probably just going to be more signal data like this. So I have to recommend this pack. I just think we need to reevaluate our priorities in the game and figure out where our spending goes. And that's really going to be dependent on these arrow battles, which are a huge question mark because they've changed them ever since they introduced them pretty much. The deal is just constantly being altered, and sometimes it's for the better, like with Mace Windu. We got that, 2000 crystal tier, which was great. And then they changed it with the Pirates one where we missed a whole arrow battle. Then they put in a new tier for Pirate King Hondo. But then they went and made it so that you could only get 6 of those arrow battles out of the 12 because he was required and you couldn't get him, obviously. So it's just kind of a mess. And we have no idea what's going to happen on this next one. It looks like Forlom and Zuckuss are going to be the only things required, but if they require the ships, then the whole deal is out the window, right? So even still, I have 72,000 crystals saved up. We'll go over and switch over to the game here. I got 72,000 crystals saved up. I should only need 36,000 because I'll probably grab the episode pass, but I should only need 36,000 to whale on Forlom and Zuckuss. So I have plenty of crystals to kind of wiggle room, and then I'll be getting more. We don't know what's going to happen in the last era of the year. My speculation is that they're going to take a break after they drop this big update. They're going to go ahead and just take an early holiday break. But I don't know that for sure. That's not confirmed. That's just my speculation. And we'll pick it up in the new year with new marquees. And then we'll again have to reevaluate. Are we still going to be getting air battles? All those things. Right now, I think signal data is worth buying still at this point. That's why I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on these 3 packs here. But I understand a lot of people are in Relic Delta Horde mode. They're wanting to keep all their resources because they don't know what's going to bring once the new update comes. I have to emphasize, we don't know how far away this update is. There's a lot of speculation, and I think it's a reasonable speculation that it's going to come mid-November. I'm probably banking on that too. But we have to understand that there's also the possibility that it doesn't come in mid-November and it comes late December, or it gets pushed out, right? And then you're hoarding for a long period of time. It's okay to hoard. I have no problems with hoarding, as you know. But that being said, I just think we need to be understanding why we're hoarding and what the potentials are, right? Because the way I'm seeing this, right, signal data is going to get a little bit cheaper potentially because they're going to give us more opportunities to get it. That's just kind of like inflation, right? More opportunities to get signal data reduces the value of current signal data. But at the end of the day, I think we're still going to be buying the Cantina refreshes no matter what. If we're buying Cantina refreshes no matter what, then this is still the same good deal, essentially. So this doesn't change. And no matter what comes with Relic 10, I'm going to need signal data. That's a given. We need signal data. So in buying this, I'm not really doing anything that's putting my account at risk or not having the resources later on. Now, if I were to spend this signal data on characters, that's a different thing. So there's two things of hoarding, right? You can hoard all your crystals and don't take advantage of these deals, but then you're hoarding the crystals to spend later. In a way, your crystals may become less valuable or more valuable too, because if there's more things to buy with crystals that you can't get otherwise, like Relic 10 materials, but we were told that's going to be scavengeable. If you need to buy those, then crystals become more valuable. But if the things you're buying with crystals become less valuable and the prices stay the same, then your crystals became less valuable, right? The second way of hoarding is getting all the resources on your account, i.e. farming as much signal data as you can. I'm still doing my Cantina refreshes every day. And then saving those resources so that if I need a Relic 10 for GAC or for a requirement or for anything like that, then I can go ahead and pull the trigger once we have the update. Right, so that's the hoarding that I'm more working towards, is just having the materials and waiting and seeing. If I need it for a requirement, I'll spend it down. Like I just did Scion of Django recently because we needed it for a platoon. I'm not gonna withhold that from the guild and wait 3 months so we can start getting 46 stars or whatever, right? So for those reasons, I went ahead and spent. For the most part though, I am hoarding. I'm hoarding for Pirate King Hondo, Forlom, Zuckuss. If Forlom and Zuckuss come and the update's not out, I'm still going to go ahead and do that so I can take advantage of the air battle. So I'm taking advantage of all the deals and then hoarding resources to the point that I need to, or that I can, without missing out on anything for the future. All right. But everybody's going to do their own style of hoarding. If you get this pack, go ahead and post your results down below. I want to hear from you guys and see what you guys got. Hopefully I get lucky here in a minute. But yeah, with that being said, think about it, and as long as you're planning, you're probably going to make the right decision. It's those people that don't think about this too much that often end up being like, oh well, I don't have anything, I don't know how to spend it, I don't know where all my money went, right? So things like that. Okay, first pack here. Why did I expand that? That just made everything worse. Okay, hold on. Oh, one momento. Okay, there we go. First pack. Dun, 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 dun. Signal data. Nope. Bronzy. Oh, it's the first time I got that. Okay. That's gonna be, that's worthless to me. Okay, so I got discounted signal data. Okay. Run it again. Give me a jackpot to pay that back. Please. Don't give it to me again. Oh my god, they gave it to me again. Ow. Okay, it's paying. It's paying. Okay, well, you see the results of it. Oh my god, they gave it to me 3 times in a row. Dang, that's unlucky. Okay, you know what? I still got discounted signal data at the end of the day. I can't believe they gave me the same pack 3 times in a row. That's only a 15% chance. That's only a 15% chance, and I got it 3 times in a row. I hope somebody else is like going ahead and buying this pack because I got all the bad luck. So, ouch. Oh well, we can afford to take the hit. Hopefully somebody else got a few jackpots for that. Ouch. Okay, but it's probably just paying back the fact that I got the jackpot the first time. They had to give me some bad results. Okay. Well, anyways, I hope you guys have better luck. If you got value out of this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want more content like this, and hit the notification bell so you know when it all goes live. Have a great day, everybody. See y'all later. Remember, you only got 20 hours to buy this.